economists, the media is not going to tell you. Let's talk about our economy and how we are headed towards something way worse than a recession. And the truth is, the media is not going to tell you. The administration is going to continue to lie and tell you that what is happening is not. But realistically, when you look at the numbers, you can see it plain as day. And this is why all of the economists are freaking out. You're headed towards something called stagflation. And this is when inflation is up and unemployment is up at the same time. And if you guys bear with me, I'm going to give you a mini masterclass on how this happening because Big Orange got us involved in the war with Iran, and it's causing an energy crisis. It's also causing a cost of living crisis, and it's causing excessive shortages in food, medicine, and oil. You combine all of that with the situation of the tariffs, you create an economy that is unhealthy because prices aren't driven by the supply and the demand of the consumers, which is us. Instead, prices are driven by the supply chain disruption, the energy shortage, and the tariffs. Definitely doesn't hurt that China made sure to at our neck, and Iran is now saying for any of you guys that want to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, you have to pay for the cargo ships in yuan instead of the US dollar. The dollar is what has been holding up our economy since the 70s. So let's get into it. So in order to understand this, we need to have a little history lesson, okay? In 1971, President Nixon took us off of the gold standard. Then there was an oil embargo, okay? There was this situation called Yom Kippur. And basically, it's not real, just like right now, got America involved in some mess that didn't have anything to do with us, okay? Now, OPEC, which those are the companies that make gas, liquid natural gas, crude oil, the byproducts of gas, all that stuff that we use on a regular basis for rubber, for medicine, for chips, energy inside of our homes, the gasoline in your car. They enacted an embargo on exports to oil to America, and all of the countries that were supporting Is Not Real during Yom Kippur. Okay. So that caused an energy crisis here in the United States, and it caused a disruption in the supply chain like we're seeing right now. This went on for 6 months during the 70s. And eventually what it did is it caused a collapse in our economy, and the value of the dollar depreciated by about 20%. Between 1974 and 1975, unemployment in the United States went up to 9%. Keep in mind, if you're a Black American, unemployment is typically double for us. Around this time is when America went over to Saudi Arabia, and we got in bed with them and basically made a secret deal to say, hey, if you will sell your oil in US dollars, we in exchange in America will protect you with our military, and we will make sure that no one bothers you, that you have a super safe place. This allowed Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Emirates, all in really strong positions to bring in excessive amounts of tourism on top of the money that's coming from the oil. But the United States in a good position so that everyone in the world basically had to always keep US dollars. Now, because everyone in the world had to keep US dollars in order to get oil, aka their energy, this means that all of the central banks in the world also kept US dollars. And this is also what made our bonds, aka our debt, very attractive to other countries. And this is what has allowed America to be able to build its infrastructure, its manufacturing, to be able to pull money and print money for the military and all of the other projects that we're doing, and always have it readily available because we're able to get money inexpensively from other countries because everyone needed to trade the oil in the US dollar. Around 2024, that 50-year deal with Saudi Arabia expired, and Saudi decided not to re-enter into an exclusive deal with America. They said that they will take money from the EU. They said that they will take the Chinese yuan. They said that they will even start to accept cryptocurrency as well. Connect the dots, baby. Pick up what I'm putting down. Keep in mind, BRICS has been gaining power, and they absolutely positively work together. They're an entire coalition. Iran just said to the world, if you want to get through the Strait of Hormuz, you want to carry your cargo, your fertilizer, you want to get oil from us, I have to pay in yuans. Yuans are Chinese currency instead of the US dollar. That is a direct hit, and I've been telling y'all, these people are coming after our economy. They're not looking for a boots on the ground, hand-to-hand comeback fight, military to military, okay? That's not how they're trying to win. They're winning by embarrassing America. They are winning by crushing our economy, winning by forcing other countries to have to now trade and do business in currency outside of the petrodollar. So this means that our bonds are not going to be as attractive to other countries. So you're like, girl, what does all of this mean in layman's terms? What does this have to do with my pocketbook? You boo, why everything's about to be higher than a giraffe's butt? During a regular recession, typically unemployment and inflation are inverse of one another. But during stagflation, they move parallel to one another. Okay? So the way a healthy economy works, the people, us the consumer, we control and demand of a product. And if there's a lot of supply and a little demand or moderate demand, then you will see the price go down or the price will stay the same. Now, we're in a situation because of the tariffs, American consumers stopped shopping as much. If y'all remember, a couple months ago, I told you guys we were in a K-shaped economy, and the lower half of the K represents 90% of Americans who really weren't spending as much as they had before. And the top of the K is the 10% of Americans, and that is who was doing all of the spending, okay? Now, anytime we start moving into a recession, people spend less because their dollar buys less. And when people spend less, the companies start having hiring freezes, and they start laying off. The Fed goes into their little bag, and they start cutting interest rates. The price of things start going down, the people come out, and we start shopping again, and we do this little balance in this dance, and it gives us a really healthy economy. Well, when tariffs are in play, when supply chain issues are in play, when energy crisis is in play, that means the people, us, the consumers, we're not controlling the prices. That means the prices are going to go up no matter what the supply and demand is on our side. This is a problem. And because the prices are going up, the people are not spending, the companies are now losing money, and what do? They start laying off people, or they go out of business. It's a huge problem considering that the producer pricing index was 3.4% today when they released it. Also, GDP went down by 1.4%, and we lost 92,000 jobs in our economy. On top of us being in a war with Iran that has already cost us over $22 billion. And everyone has seen the price of gas at the pump shoot up. And everyone has seen the price of gas at the pump shoot up anywhere from $1 to $2 over the past 3 weeks, and is going to continue to go higher because now Big Orange wants to force the Strait of Hormuz open. And he is working with the UAE to do this. And we all know that the Iranian people are not going to lay down and let this happen. So that means we're not moving out of that part of the world anytime soon, which means the prices of everything are going to get higher. And you got a whole bunch of farmers that are concerned to start planting right now because the fertilizer being blocked with coming through the Strait of Hormuz and the price of gas. They're worried that there's not going to be enough gas for them to continue planting and being able to pull a harvest. So we have food. So your food is going to be even higher because of the gas, because of the shipping, because of the supply chain issues, because of the lack of fertilizer, and you're going to have a lack of farmers farming this season. We have a situation where unemployment is going up and inflation is going up at the same time. And typically when this happens, the way the Fed fixes it is by increasing interest rates sky high. And that causes an extremely painful recession, which is exactly what happened in America in the 70s. And by the time we get to 1980 and 1981, unemployment is at record highs, double-digit unemployment in the United States. It took us 10 years as a country to recover, an entire decade to recover from the 6 months of oil shortages in the 70s. And here we are making the same mistake again. Call has gotten much longer than I anticipated. If y'all want me to do a part 2 on things that you can do during recessions and during stagflations to be able to ensure that you're still going to make money and you will prosper during those times, let me know and I'm happy to share. Let's talk about our economy and how we are headed towards something way worse than a recession. And the truth is, the media is not going to tell you. The administration is going to continue to lie and tell you that what is happening is not. But realistically, when you look at the numbers, you can see it plain as day. And this is why all of the economists are freaking out. You're headed towards something called stagflation. And this is when inflation is up and unemployment is up at the same time. And if you guys bear with me, I'm going to give you a mini masterclass on how this happening because Big Orange got us involved in the war with Iran, and it's